Well, it is going to be the first map going the way of Kinguin. 16-4, utter domination on Dust 2. And now we prepare to head on in to Train Risk. That's going to be the map pick of Ago. Currently, Kinguin 1-0 in this series. Ago really hoping we can make it through to that third map. What are we going to need to see, step up from them here on Trade?
Everything. I was actually just talking to Dust, who's of course the master of statistics, always well prepped, and he told me they only got one opening kill, Ago, on that whole map. One opening kill to start a round. That's definitely a place to start in Counter-Strike. Usually, if you get that first kill, your percentages rise to 70-80% for winning the round, so that's definitely a way to start. But I feel like everything almost went wrong for them on Dust 2, so it's probably just better for them to just totally forget about Dust 2. Just say, okay, all that, we'll work on that tomorrow, forget about it now. We go into Train, this is a new series, we just win 2-0 easy. That way you kind of position yourself in a better position mentally, but it's also a thing that's very easy to say and very hard to do in real life. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Definitely looking at some of the hard hitters on the team to kind of step up to the plate and get more done. Groovy, Furlan, the two with the big amount of experience, should be the ones helping the team carry through this series. When it gets hard, when you get pressured, that's when those guys need to step up as well and help the team.
Yeah, I think we're going to need to see some big things as well coming out from the likes of Sparrow, who we saw donning the AWP for them in that previous map.
Oh, for sure.
He's going to have to go toe-to-toe, though, with Manise, which is by no means an easy task.
Manise has actually been surprisingly good at this event. Like, I rate him as like a decent tier 2, tier 3 AWPer, but at this event he's really been stepping up his game. I feel like, yes, he's been missing some shots as well, but in general, how many kills he's gotten with the AWP, also on AWP duels, has been very nicely done by him. So positively surprised by him, and potentially he could be a player that can decide it here on Train and help them a lot if they get to that grand final.
Well, heading on through to Train. This is a series I, for one, risk hopes goes 3 maps. I absolutely love watching these two teams go head-to-head. It's the Polish derby up on the stage, and these teams, I mean, they're competing not only for that spot in the grand finals here at DreamHack Montreal, but a little bit more than that, kind of the pride of it, right? These two teams, the two teams that, these are kind of the future of Polish CS, right? Yes. Whether the teams stay as they are right now, whether these kind of 10 or 15, if you want to include BP, maybe even a few more players here and there from other Polish teams, but they're kind of going to be the guys who will be the ones to forge that next great Polish team, if there is going to be one. Or at least you imagine that's, these guys are the building blocks at the very least, right? So yeah, there's a lot at stake. More than just money, more than just that spot at the grand finals. For these guys, it's a chance to prove something.
Yeah, for sure. And both lineups built with hope for the future, built with building blocks from the old ages and the new ones. Young and old, combined experience and firepower. And of course a huddle. I'd like to see the huddles. Just one of those other things that I think we can take from traditional sports, just like getting that momentum going before the game, just getting everything talked through, and just jump into the game with clear heads. Nothing to lose, Harry.
Nothing to lose, indeed. We're about to get into this one, Risk. Kinguin versus Agio on Train. I, for one, cannot wait. What way do you see this one going there? How do you see this map ending?
I actually feel like Kinguin could take it. As said before, I've been really impressed with Manise, and everyone knows that Train is a map where the AWP player can really shine. I feel like he's very good, especially on the CT side, at positioning himself correctly for every single duel. And that's why he keeps winning so many duels, because yes, he's not the best straight 1v1 AWPer, but he's so smart at positioning himself around the map. Actually, kind of like MSL was doing in that final against Astralis, where it's kind of like, okay, there should be no way clearly a worse AWPer than the one on the opposite side, but he just positioned himself so very well. And that's the same thing with Manise. He's not the best AWPer on the server, I feel like, but his positioning skill is so good.
Well, it's about that time, Risk. Map number 2, it's going to be Train here. Currently, Kinguin sitting 1-0 up in this first semi-final of the day after a dominant victory on Dust 2. But Ago are hoping that can just be ashes to ashes, dust to dust, as now they focus to Train. And they're going to be over on that CT side to begin with. Furlan with a smoke, with a diffuse kit as well. The rest of the guys just with armor. You look over at Kinguin, you've got Taz and Roland sporting all of that utility instead.
Stacking up for an interesting play here. Let's see what the idea is. Toa with the USPS. Here's the footsteps. Sees the secondary piece of utility. And doesn't do anything with it. Push is now coming towards Ivy. Furlan is ready and waiting, but they're not going to push on it. They're just going to go back for now. As Toa is just behind enemy lines, but Rallen is quicker. Taz trying to come in with the P250. No armor behind it, so he has to be careful. The rest of the team now rotating back around. Taz has gained so much ground on the inner bomb site that they're just potentially happy with it, but the bomb is still circling back. It's back and forth right now. Ring around the Rosie for Kinguin. What are they going to do here?
Well, Taz being connected, that's going to open up a lot of possibilities. On the flip side, I mean, he could get pinned at either side, then you have a man trapped. But the thing is, him being there, that's such a nuisance for Ego to have to deal with. They now have someone who could just readily flank in whatever side they decide to go to. It looks like it's going to be B. Taz actually going to run out of ammo, so Sparrow finds him, and he's going to get that for free. This bomb only just now going down for Kinguin, and Furlan going to go ahead and land another fantastic shot. Suddenly, Ego are back into this in a big way, and it all falls onto Furlan. 1v1 now, time ticking down for Ego. A much-needed good start here. Some good news for them, potentially. Furlan can find this kill.
He does have a kit, though.
He's only got 13 bullets, and he has to be careful, though. This block up close, going to do the damage, and that will be Kinguin finding the pistol round once again.
I think it's very important they get that round in the end, because they were showing a lot of indecisiveness in the mid-round calling. They went from Ivy to main, to upper toilets, back to main again, then to upper toilets, and then gone all the way to B. So it took them a long time to actually decide where to go. And that can mentally kind of put some damage on you in the next coming rounds, where you don't really believe in the calls and all that stuff. So winning that round in the end is very important. And also just getting a good start in general. Rallen going down to 31. We know how dangerous scouts can be, but Furlan takes the head of his teammate. What was that about?
Yeah, maybe a bit of a power struggle over in the side of Ego. Let's wait and see, but now it's going to go to find Furlan, the team killer, the man helping them out. Now it's just Toa left in a 1v4. There should be absolutely no way for him to find anything here. Kinguin looking like they're going to be securing a second round unless we see a miracle, but it's not going to happen with Rallen being here.
Yeah.
This is a big rip for Toa.
A giant rip. There's just no chance.
No,
There might be the knife.
No.
Might be the knife.
Oh, and it's the
oh, no.
Kinguin going to be finding
Salt
a
in the
second round.
wound.
Yeah, that is just brutal. And as if Kinguin needed any more confidence, and as if, you know, there needed to be a bigger middle finger pressed up against Ego right now from these guys. That is going to be the second round going their way.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Furlan is just so zoned in.
That's a real tilting round, I think.
Yeah.
If you're Ego, you get knifed, you get a team kill, nothing going their way.
And now they have a full eco, so they're going to probably be run over now as well. This is a very rough start to the map choice of Eco. They just look demolished. But now maybe Chance Kruby tries to come in, but is taken out. This next buy round is going to be very important for them to get back in, get the confidence going. One frag found by Furlan. Potential for more, but will be extinguished. Last player also taken out. This is it, Harry. They need to get rolling right now. It's very early to say this, but losing the first map in such a convincing fashion, getting all those troubles, getting knife, getting that team kill, they need some confidence.
Yeah, this is where being on the CT side, well, it is the more favored of the two and they're on their map pick, it can be a bit of a double-edged sword, right? Because while, you know, you have the potential now to start to build that confidence back up and spring into the lead, you're going to be on the side where money's kind of the harshest. You're always put in these situations where Kinguin, in theory, could just chain together a couple of rounds now. If they win this, you look over at Ego, there's no money left. So suddenly Kinguin are kind of pressing on that 5-0 lead. And it can be very easy then if you're Ego to start to fall behind. So
it's also a psychological thing. If you know, okay, we usually get 9, 10, 11 rounds on CT side, and all of a sudden you're down 0-6, you start to kind of stop believing in yourself, because now this is like a statistical anomaly. Why is this happening? What are we doing wrong? Everyone starts questioning themselves, and that's where, if you don't have a strong in-game leader or a strong coach who can kind of cut through it and just say, okay, this is what we need to do, believe in the plan, and we can make this work, then you have a really, really tough time. Taz almost getting the opening for free there, but Grubby stepping up the experience. Not exactly sure how he made that happen, but it does happen. That's a one-man advantage. Well, actually, a two-man advantage because Robbie's still alive. He's very low, but definitely can still pose a threat.
Might get a fine Rietz right away, but Ferland's there, so that's going to leave Manise and Rala now in the hot seat for Kinguin. Ferland and Sparrow making quick work of this. That nade might be enough to finish it. Manise, happy feet, able to get away just in the nick of time. Throws the AWP, but Toa should discover that. Not exactly the best hiding spot we've ever seen, but it's good enough. So the first round on the board for AGO, this is where we need to see them start to get some wins under their belt. One is not going to cut it. Luckily enough for them, they keep that round exceptionally clean. So they're going to start to build up a little bit of money. They get that off the bat at least. And you can see now Kinguin running low on funds. So there's an opportunity here for either team to start to find a couple of rounds on the back of this one here.
It seems like Kinguin are very, very happy with doing the quick, whoever has the front spawn runs straight out of main. This time around is Taz, and I don't think the CTs knows that he's there. It's a very aggressive way of playing training. He's going to find that first opening, goes down towards Ivy, gets damage done, and now they can start to zoom in from that Ivy position as Manise gets one as well. And this might be the turnaround. Manise with a double, and now only Toa and Spiro remaining. One of them with the AWP here, Spiro. Toa going to win it, so still a possibility.
I would have spent a lot of time watching these Kinguin boys play comfortably from the bench. And now he's in the hot seat against them. There he is, in round, but Sparrow very aware, gonna go ahead and get rid of him. Now we're back into a 2-on-2. We're all tied up, and Toa all the way in the back. He's gotten rid of Mao, so suddenly it was looking good for Kinguin, but it all falls onto Ralen.
But if you wanted someone, I would say it has to be either Taz or Ralen in that 1vX in the end. X-Factor potential.
This is going to be the growing problem between this setup for Asia. They have no ability to trade here. So Sparrow goes down. Ralen's now been given a major foot in the door. You can see Toa is desperately trying to hightail his way over from that B bomb site, but he's a very long way away. So the bomb is going to go down. And Ralen's been afforded a precious couple of seconds to back away and get into a post plant. He's going to go ahead and hide over here towards Old Hell. The bomb is planted for him and ticking down. Toa on the bomb site gets caught. Utility in hand, and that's going to be Kinguin securing their 4th round. It was their round to win. It was almost a nice comeback from Aga, but a fantastic clutch there at the end by Ralen.
Yeah, no money bonus. That means a couple of C sets and a save for Aga after this one. And that's so unfortunate because Ralen in that 1v2 has so much space. He can just walk around and go wherever he pleases. It's very hard to kind of decide as a CT team how to play that 2v1 because you can either spread up and think, okay, we're just going to cover each bomb site. Sometimes, if possible, I would actually like to stick together because you just never know where you're going to be hit from. And you always want to make sure that, okay, wherever the terrorist comes, we can kind of trade frag. Because if we trade frag, we just win the round, basically. But if you're so spread out on the map and you don't know where he is, it can be hard to make that decision.
Yeah, and also you kind of see, I mean, the follow-on effect it had. It came on the back of that 2-on-3, if you recall, right? So they spread out in the kind of the desperate attempt that maybe they can reclaim that man advantage. You see the idea, and I mean, it was kind of Sparrow getting caught off guard by Rietz, but still finding the kill. And Toa then discovering, I think it was Mao's over here towards the pop dog position. Yeah, and then suddenly they're so far apart, but suddenly they're in that 2-on-1. They know they have to group back up. You saw Toa desperately trying to fall back through that B bomb site, but just not going to be enough ultimately. Yeah. Now this buy for Ago is desperate to say the least. The only man who really had anything heading into this round has already been dropped.
Yeah, Toa, $2 grand in the bank, so definitely going to have enough money to buy up next round. But this one is not looking good. PHR going for the risky buy, getting the scout in, and with only one lost bonus round coming up, then yeah, 1750. He's going to be missing utility unless he goes for the UMP. Ralen, AK-47, moving in. Standard smoke, standard molotovs. As they just slowly but surely take this bomb site. They're not really worried at this point because they know basically the firepower and weapons that is on the CT side right now is not really a challenge. So they just walk in, use their utility, take post-plant positions, hoping to win a clean round.
That's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. Everyone dies almost instantly over on the side of Ago. That's going to be Kinguin soldiering on. managing to put up yet another round on this T side. And the big question mark for me was, you know, Kinguin obviously picking Dust 2. It's a map we've seen them do pretty decent on, and you know, you kind of think it's a map that suits their style quite well. But I was wondering if that like just kind of torrent of just utter confidence, destruction, if that was just going to be limited to Dust 2. I didn't think we'd see it here on Train, but right now we're seeing the exact same stuff from Kinguin. They are not missing a beat. There you go. Certainly not the start they wanted to this second map. Already 0-1 down in the series.
It's also interesting that these two maps, Dust 2 and Train, were the two maps that Kinguin did so bad on in the Zotac Cup Grand Final against MIBR. So it might be the two maps that Kinguin, even though statistically they look the worst, or not the worst because their Dust 2 is still pretty good, but if you look at demos, they look not very good. They might have worked on this in the last week in their prac setups. So this might be the reason why they're actually looking very confident on it, because it's so fresh in memory. They know all the mistakes they made in that best of 3 against a very good team, and they try to fix those. And then when those fixes are applied against a team that is, I don't think anyone is going to be mad when I say MIBR better than Ago. When that kind of comes in, then it just looks so good. Everything just looks on point.
Well, let's see if this round can look on point as well. They're going to go to take control of Pop. Berlin, such an awkward spot to be in. Attention divided between Main and Pop Dog, and now he has to rely on the rest of his team. Groovy's digging deep, finally going to get put down by Rallen. 2v2. Bottom from the east, Rallen's going to be the bloodhound, the man to clear out these players. Toa's managed the trade, so we're into a one-on-one, and this would be a very big round if they're able to pick things up. You can see they've got no money, so a win
going to go for
here
the B-plant,
Kinguin means that they've reset the economy, and that would be massive. Toa able to hold on till the very end, finds that second round.
I was so hoping that he was going to go for the B-plant, Harry. He had time. But yeah, very nice turnaround for Toa here. 1v1s. And that one, that's just, that's a bit of a missed opportunity for the T player. He was already beginning his spray before Toa turned around. So you just got to win those. Clear as day. Nade here coming in. Not really doing any damage. Mouse is going to be able to dodge it. Team coming behind him now. They're going to show some initial presence towards inside. And potentially hoping to play mind games with Ago. Show presence, not do anything with it. Make Ago think, okay, this is the fake. And then in a little bit of time, 2 smokes, 2 flashes is going to rain in. Sparrow has to be smoked off. He's not going to be able to, but the flash works out. Pass down to 12, Toa. On point, this is a really good B setup for the ZT side. For now, Rallen also taken out. It's all on Minis, 1v4. He has to pull out a miracle, but he's not. Perfect B-side hold. Toa on point. 2 rounds in a row now.
Yeah, he's looking good, isn't he? He's getting himself warmed up over on the side of Ago. That's what we need to see. They definitely have the ability to pull this one back and take us through to a third map. There is no denying it. We've just been waiting for these guys to wake on up. You kind of look at the names within this squad, and the talent's definitely there. Sparrow's looked fantastic this event. I think he's been one of their highest performers thus far, if not their highest performer. And this is his, I think this is his debut event with them. And you look over at Toa and Groovy, I'd say keep an eye on them as well. We need to see those two start to have some impact. Here's Groovy heading over towards main. Goes and throws in a deep smoke. There is a man already up and past it, but with just pistols to their name, Kinguin not really standing too much of a chance of having an impact in this round. No.
This is basically a round where if they can get the bomb down, they're going to be happy about it. That means they can get full utility, and I don't really think they're going to go for an AWP, even if they get the bomb. But that's the plan right now. Get some extra money. Looks like they will be allowed on the bomb site. So the bomb plan is definitely going to come in. And that's pretty much all they wanted. Mission completed. They're not really going to... Of course, they're going to try their best to keep this round alive, but they already done what they came for. Extra money in the bank.
Yeah, this is I actually am a big fan how this round plays out because it sets us up well for a great game. Ego now, they're starting to build up some money. You know, they're starting to get that buffer in their bank accounts, and that's what we haven't seen them with in Dust 2 or thus far in Train. They haven't had the ability to lose a round and then still sustain a buy in the next. It's always been onto an eco. So finally, they're starting to get some money. They're going to be able to bring AWPs out, stuff like that. You know, maybe even move to a double AWP if they would like. It's just going to be the one for now. It's actually a scout on Sparrow. But AK's across the board for Kinguin. They're able to get a full buy in here as well.
See if they can make this happen. Sparrow actually said staying on the scout might be a mistake, but see, especially since he had enough money to get that AWP or even an M4, but now Mouse found an opening. Groovy has to rotate, and this is where AWP would be perfect. But for now, that's not the play. Deep smokes rain in, and they're taking perfect post-plant positions now. Kinguin, this is very hard to deal with, especially because you have the long flank, 3 players on the bomb side, and then 1 holding towards Pop Dog. They need perfect entries on B, and they will get them. Naus is technically the only one on the side right now. Rotations are coming in. There's 1 Molotov on Rietz. Oh, this is so nice from PHR. 2 frags from him, but Rietz in the back. Yeah, he can't do anything. What a retake, Harry. No worries.
Yeah, we're kind of starting to see a bit of a slowdown here from Kinguin, and Ego picking up the pace. All tied up now 5-5. Considering this was a 5-0 scoreline at one point in time.
Yeah. To be honest,
maybe 4-0, that sounds more right, but yep.
It looked perfect. They had 3 on the side, they had deep smokes, they had a big flank coming in from Ivy, and they had 1 man who could stand in the upper position with the Molotov. What more could you really want after a bomb plant on B? Like, that is the perfect setup. But somehow they just lost all the individual 1v1s, and no one thought about refracking, which in this scenario in post-plant is fair enough.
Maybe it works out as a nice metaphor for life risk. Sometimes you strive for perfection, you get it, and you're still not happy with the result.
Yeah.
So,
spoken like a true perfectionist. I like it.
Still, we're at a, once again, another critical juncture in this game. You can see the money starting to build up for Ego. That's something that we keep bringing up because it's oh so important on that CT side. It's going to be pivotal to whether or not we see a 3rd map come up. And Kinguin, it's actually them this time around, looking down the barrel of that bad economy. And it's going to be aggressing down through Ivy, yet to be tested, but that flash rains in. Volley a shot, gives up his position. The wallbang almost nets Furlan, the opening frag for Ego. You mentioned how they managed 1 opening kill in the entirety of the Dust 2 match. Well, it's been a different story this time around. Groovy looking like they're going to get tested, and he's going to manage one. PHR there with the trade, so that is fantastic stuff down towards Pop Dog.
Double setup towards Pop Dog. Always something you can throw in to kind of surprise your opponent. Usually not something you do a lot, but when it comes in, it works. Opening from Minis. But PHR is still here. They have to know this. It's 2v3, so they have to take his position out. Smoking him off. Remember, the smoke is not a wall. He can still push through this. Clearing towards Ivy, but yeah, Sparrow has to win this.
Yeah, there's so little time. There's only, what, 4 seconds after he had to get the bomb down. Second he loses Rollin in this fight, he knows the round is as good as done. You see, he doesn't even try and get that bomb down. He just leaves the bomb site. He knows he can get pushed from the 2 players in Ivy and dropped. He was very much relying on his teammates staying with him.
That was so nice by Sparrow. Groovy can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, they're having a bit of a giggle. They're feeling great. That's what we want to see, though. I mean, I'll be honest. I've never seen these Ego guys look so stressed at one time as when they were getting handed to them on Dust 2.
Yeah.
But now we see them starting to look comfortable. There's a few laughs here and there. Everyone's having a good time. And then that's where teams are going to be at their most dangerous. Taz. Yes, man. Honestly,
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. Yeah, you're very right. Rowland and Matt, you got to find yourself. But Groovy looking to try and be the savior. Rowland left in the 1v2 and he's up on the bomb tray. He's not ready. He was dead either way. Toa finds him from the front before Sparrow can land the shot. Flanking around that side there.
Still limiting the economy of the CT side. Only 2 players surviving. Making sure it doesn't grow out of hand. And now another buy comes in from Taz and his merry band of terrorists. See if you can get this one going. Surely a bunch of AKs. Yeah, no ops this time around. Initial smoke to begin with outside. Pressure shown towards inner. What's the play here? Groovy getting flashed off. 5 Molotovs as well on the T side. Everyone has full utility, and now let's grind it to a halt. No one is moving for now on Kinguin. Minis setting up for the outside. Windows being smashed as well. Sparrow now will be trying his luck. Will it be enough though? No, it won't. Shut down completely. That's why Mouse is holding that angle. Basically for the inner push, when or if that happens, he has the perfect angle for it. The only way you can kind of get around that is pre-firing, maybe with an orb around the corner. But then you just give your position away. Riet's found the first one. Rallen with good map control, but he's not aware of BHR, but Rietz is. 4v2, Harry. Kinguin are turning this.
Yeah, we're going to have to see a massive eruption from Krakatoa inside of this bomb site, but no, he goes down and it all falls onto Furlan. 1v4. Trying to manage that first, but Taz instantly there, instantly ready to get the trade. Kinguin going to be moving straight back in with a 6th, and now this is where we can see some of these rounds falling a little bit closer in the last couple for Iga. Going to come back to punish them. You can see this buy coming in now. This will be their last. They're putting everything they've got into this round. Next, they're going to be in a pretty difficult scenario if they lose this one. So we'll be having a cobbled together buy into the last round of the half if they find a loss here. Flip side of things, though, you can see Kinguin, they're up for the reset almost. There's a little bit of money on Reitz and Manish. There's a chance for Ego to win out the half if they pick this round up now.
I like that volcanic reference, by the way. That was a nice little touch.
Yeah, man, I threw that in. I know you're a big Volcano fan.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I like science.
And just like big hills, I guess. Well,
yeah,
that's
oh yeah,
kind of
big
what a
hills.
volcano is,
My
right?
favorites.
Oh. You can tell I'm not the biggest volcano fan. But
I'm actually a really big Volcano, the CS map guy. I'm a big fan of him.
Oh yeah.
There we go. You can always turn it around
nice.
to CS.
Yeah,
map.
you can. Everything is CS. Somewhere down the line.
CS and Denmark. Those are the 2 favorite topics.
Of every day.
Yeah.
All 20 of you. Here is PHR over in Pop Dog. What can this man do? The players over in main. 2 players up above Pop Dog as well. Looking like it might be an A split. Try and push out from main and Pop Dog. 6 these up, and they used a Molotov to flush PHR into the open. The timing just misses on the peak from main, and that's actually going to allow Furlan to pick up this first kill. Man advantage gained for Ago. Rallen now finds himself trapped out in the open, fighting for his life. His back against the wall. And he's only good for 1 before Sparrow trades.
Toa. M4 in hand. As Minis finds 1, now they're dropping into Pop Dog. There's no more Molotovs on this CT side. Ruby has to win this duel, and he will. Another one behind E-Box, not going to take him out. Malzinho with the frag and Minis with 1, and now it's all on Toa. And he'll have to erupt once again, but no. He's put out. As Mouse grabs round number 7 for Kinguin. One thing to mention as well, actually, is something that after Google translating every single post that Taz does on his Facebook, since it's mainly in Polish and I don't speak Polish, I've actually heard a lot of good stuff about the facilities that Kinguin have built for this team. They actually look pretty sick. If you have some time off in the break between what hopefully will become the next map, go out and check it out. It looks really sick.
I'd love to see that. I always find it interesting. Did you ever see that? You know, while we have the tactical pause, we'll quickly say, did you ever see that like PUBG team? Their like player area just looked like something from a space shuttle. It was unreal. But,
yeah, the Chinese one.
Yeah.
OMG or something. Yeah, I think so.
But it is a crazy world where they build spaceships for video games nowadays.
This venue kind of looks like a spaceship.
It does. I feel like I'm in something from Halo.
Yeah, if you're ever in Montreal, go check out the Olympic Stadium.
You know what? It feels very wrong talking about anything that is not CS right now. Of course, 7-7, last round of the first half, and currently, as we can see from the odds on your screen, Kinguin looking like the favorites right now. They sit 1-0 up in this series, as we say.
Remember, it was odds 3 for them to win this series when we started. Now it's odds 128. Minis, once again with the open. As you mentioned a couple of rounds ago, the economy was going to be a very important factor, and so it has been. But now, especially in this round, an MP9, a Scout, FMRs, not a lot of utility, if any, no kits. They have to win duels now, Tar and the boys.
Well, he's going to manage a quick double, and that could be enough.
Oh, this is dangerous without a smoke. He waits. Let's get the double smoke down. And that makes an opening for Rietz. He can hold this so aggressively while the rest of his team just holds back. As I said before, no kid on the CT side, so they have to go in. This position is so key.
Yeah, they've got no clue. Rietz is the man who can dismantle this entire retake. And he waits. Oh, they turn around! A missed shot! Rietz has been given another chance. He's going to go back in, but no, PHR makes up for it the second time around. The defuse.
With no kit, I'm not sure they have it.
It's going to come down to the wire. We're both waiting with bated breath, but I'm not entirely sure.
No, I think
it sounds like it's going to be going the way of Kinguin.
Yeah.
And that's going to be an 8th round there. As the T side, they manage to prevail. They lock in an 8th. They win out this first half. It smiles all around. And Rietz, he knows he was lucky to live that first shot.
Yeah.
That would have been a very different round if PHR didn't miss that.
Yeah, because it was just like a second or a second and a half from that diffuse coming in. So imagine if the AWP hadn't had to go back, then the rest of the team could have just rushed the bomb.
Yeah, the other man was over on ramp, and you saw he was very hesitant to push out in the knowledge that Rietz was there.
Right.
But that is just a devastating end to the half for Ago. It feels like everything that can go wrong is going wrong for these guys right now. They cannot seem to catch a break. And over on the side of Kinguin, they had a tough time kind of in the middle of this game.
Yeah.
Towards the end, they started to kind of figure out the pieces once more. Still over on the T side, being up 8-7, heading into the second half with this one map advantage. Kinguin looking to try and book their spot in the grand finals here at DreamHack Montreal in 2 maps.
They just need 8 CT rounds on Train to go to the grand final. I think that is a very doable task. I know they're up against a good team, and I know Train is not their best map, 56.37% win rate. But 8 rounds, that is doable, Harry. Ago will have to step up individually to kind of cancel this one out. Definitely looking at Sparrow if he can get on that T-side AWP. Very good at the quick flicks. Furlan now going full speed ahead. No reason to wait. All in at this point. Furlan not finding anything just yet. Checking every single corner, but here's Maus. Double for him, and Groovy answering straight back. Minison with one as well. And now PHR and Toa, all that remains, 2v3. This is still possible. P215 hand, good long range, but not as good as the P2K. On Rallen and PHR all alone. Not going to be able to succeed, and it will be another pistol for Kinguin. No kit, that doesn't matter this time around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. Are they 4 for 4 for pistols right now? I think they might be.
So.
So that is just monstrous. I mean, you think about the impact that's going to have, how important pistol rounds are. Well, for Kinguin, as though they needed anything else to go their way, they've gone ahead and found it here in the second half of map 2. Now up 9-7, and a chance really at... They're going to get this one for free, obviously.
Yeah, this is
Ego going to be buying up in the next, but still, they should be reaching 10-7 with relative ease.
The question is, they could go for a very risky AWP buy on Sparrow if they want to, because Groovy is on 2650. If they get the bomb down, he's going to be able to drop an AWP, but not get utility. I would actually love for them to do that. Just come straight out of the gate and surprise with the T-side AWP. Let's wait and see. That's in the next round. This one, the goal for AGO, or Ago if you will, is to just get the bomb planted. That's all they need here. From an east, it's to hold them away from that bomb site. Bomb will be just going down. Mission accomplished for the T-side. Frags raining in, yes, but Sparrow between a rock and 4 hard places as he gets smashed to the ground.
Without even meaning to, the thing that's like doubly great about the fact that Toa is like Krakatoa, like the volcano. I think it's just the island, but the whole island's but volcanic.
Yeah.
Is that it's in Indonesia, and then there's the classic Polish meme of the flag.
Oh yeah, that's
similar.
true.
So maybe that's even why he's called it. Definitely not, but still, Krakatoa is my favorite Polish landmark. Here's the round. Kinguin up 10-7.
Yeah, you're the only one I know who ranks volcanoes.
Well, clearly you're not hanging out with the right group of people
Yeah.
then, Risk. Here's Groovy catching an nade. Oh my goodness, he can't catch a break though. That's the only issue. Sparrow going to get tagged down as well. These two players being tagged down so low by these nades.
And
Ooh, actually. Yeah, I was going to say, this was looking like a great round for Kinguin, but now things have very, very quickly turned against them.
So much map control for the T side as well. Taz has to go for the wide peak on the long side of outside. Mouse finds one in Furlan, and Taz so afraid of what he might find in the smoke. They're dancing between each other. No one has seen anything just yet, but Taz gets a free frag. Flash timing comes in as well. Might just die off of it. Mouse trying to go for the peak, but Taz stays alive, finds the AK. Goes for a second one, gets the third one as well. The old legend, G5 Taz, is going to finish it with a 1 bullet. 4 frags. He might have been a member of the Golden 5, but all he needs is 4 right now, Harry.
That was like some vintage Taz right there. He's feeling pumped on the back of that.
Rolling back the years.
Yeah, we have not seen, big old Taz smile on the back of a sick play in what feels like a very long time. Look at this. And that last shot is just fantastic. Like, you can see the confidence building up, and then just, boom, walks around, 1 bullet, all it takes. And Taz goes ahead and lets these guys hit the Roadrunner. So that is going to be an 11th round for Kinguin. That was looking like an AGO round all day long, but Taz just dismantles them like it's nothing.
Doesn't care. Now Riet's with the shoulder peek, waiting for the Molotov. Just a few seconds to hold them back a bit longer. Only 1 flashbang on this T side currently. Toe up with it. That's going to be the high flash inside. Minis is actually rotating away, so he won't... maybe he'll be still affected behind this train, but should be okay. Mouse also trying to hold a close position. It actually goes towards lower, so Rias will be the one to watch.
Yeah, the one to watch anymore. Actually, everyone getting dealt with here by Kinguin. And now what rifles have been picked up. Manish and Taz trying to blaze a trail back into this, and Taz certainly is. Well, I'm going to chime in with 1 more, and it seems like they start off so well for Ego in this second half. They're finding the openers. That's not the issue. They're getting that bomb down, they're having the man advantage, and then you just have Taz coming in and destroying them. There we go. There's a stern look from the man himself.
Look at that man. How can you not be in love with him?
Well, he might be blowing kisses to the people at home, but he's propelling something much more deadly towards the opposition here in the server.
All is fair in love and war, Harry.
That is very true. And for Taz, there's no greater war and love than that of
Counter-Strike.
CS. So,
Yeah.
that was like a little booklet. Do they literally have a strat book, I wonder?
Oh, yeah. Harry, every team at this point on this level has a strat book.
That's always interesting. What's in there?
I have a strat book for my old boys team, which is terrible. So I would expect these guys to have that as well. Kind of weird being in an old boys team when you're 26. Just shows up like you are Counter-Strike.
It just sounds like you've tried to do like your own knockoff version of the old guys club.
Yeah. I don't really have an answer for that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, we have one of the OG.
It wasn't even my idea. That's my defense there.
Okay, that's fine then. Just blame
I just
someone
joined
else.
in. They needed an in-game leader.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I was happy.
I would let you lead me. Here we go. Back into the game though, Risk. Back into the game at hand. Kinguin currently sitting 5 rounds up. These guys, there's so much history between these two teams. They know each other so well. It's the Polish derby. And these guys, once again, not just competing for that spot in the grand finals of DreamHack Open Montreal, but also kind of for that honor of being the next best Polish team, and maybe, kind of going to look to propel themselves to be the best Polish team, but only time will tell. Taz, he's no stranger to being on the best Polish teams. He's able to open up with 1, but the trade is there straight away.
Minis, though, trading a double back and can hit the third one. E-box player, a bit too hot for him as he burns at his feet. Fire all around. And he goes down to Groovy. Got barbecued, but Riyadh answers back. He's found the position from the behind, and he finds Sparrow as well. No luck for the T side as they're in the meat grinder now. The Polish meat grinder, that is. Kinguin. 13-7, Harry. I I think we might be looking at a Kinguin 2-0 here.
Very well could. We're staring down the barrel, and if we're feeling the pressure here in the casting desk, I can assure you, there you go, we're going to be feeling it up there on that stage. They've gone for a partial buy. They've gone ahead and thrown in some CZs, but utility, they've got a chance at winning this round, and then they still have that buy in the next. They spot out Rallen over here towards Ivy. I've played that in Hong Kong as well. Kinguin usually opting to kind of play someone near this position, but instead they've given it to Ago for free this time around. So I'm curious how we're going to see... there you go, I like to lose this. They're setting up for the A side take. You can see they've got plenty of utility to make this play work as well. Still sitting on 3 smokes, flashbangs, and that Molotov. They can look to throw one of those out to block off the position at Ivy. It's going to be a straight flash on through, and less than the first kill, but Mouse right now going to be churning up bodies. Taz, the responsibility falls on his shoulders, and he's no stranger to racking up a body count as Taz. As he finds 2, PHR going to tag him up, but now they know where this last man resides. These rotations coming in, and Taz once again, the hat trick.
He's just out for blood right now. Victory tastes so nice, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, he's just churning up Ago into mincemeat and turning them into pierogies. This man is having a fantastic time of things right now. 14-7. Not the first Polish food I could think of. But Orp going to be out for Sparrow. Rifles across the board for everyone else. And a faster play out from Toa. Trying to go for that very Kinguin-esque, just charging down past Olaf, but it doesn't pan out. The nades are there. And that's enough to deter him from going for that for the time being.
Very nice pre-nade setup, as you say. And usually teams that like to go for that aggressive play are also very aware of how much damage they can do, so they are actually more prone to throwing those pre-nades. Kind of the same with the Dust 2 flash setup at long. If you know how to do it, you also know how to counter it. Sparrow will find the first one, and that could be the beginning of the comeback, but they need so much more, so much work to do. Calendar's all filled up. Minise in a very, very aggressive posture. He's going to meet his counterpart in Sparrow soon, but Minise decides to draw back for now. All the more defensive angle as Sparrow's trying to edge him out. This is the fight of the Orbs right now. Slowly trying to find each other. It's a question of reaction speed and a question of precision. And once again, Minise in the perfect position. Sparrow's not even looking his way. And then he misses that one. That's very Minise-esque.
Yeah. Is going to go ahead and get dropped. Toa does manage it, and now Manish just has to sit back and hope that the rest of the gang can pick up the pieces where maybe he fell a little bit short. That bomb goes down. This is the best spot we've seen Ago in quite some time, but Taz is just looking clinical. There's the first kill to come on in. He kickstarts this retake, and now the rest of the boys look to join up with him. Taz leading the charge on in. Groovy and PHR left to overcome, and Taz going to manage one more. Reitz and him combined at the very end, and Kinguin, they're going to grab that defuse. They're going to move on to map and series point here. 15-7. He's making it rain in the server. He's hoping that they can go ahead and have this grand final spot now, closing this out in a very dominant 2-map series. And a lot of it coming off the back of that one man we just saw, Taz. Yeah. He's looked unreal.
Surgeon-like precision from him. Also with the silenced M4, able to find frags left, right, and center. And as he says, like, just making it rain frags all over the place. This is the buy, though. So a decent chance for Ago to at least stop the victory party for now. Orp on Sparrow. Utility on almost everyone. 15-7. Kinguin 1 round away from 2-0ing their Polish counterparts. And kind of making up for a bad final in Hong Kong earlier. Now they travel to Montreal, and it's good. Minise will be taken out of the equation. Bomb will go towards the bomb site. But nice double entry there from Ago. 3v4.
I don't want to see this game end now. Groovy going to start to take the aggression. A little bit more confidence here instilled in the rest of AGO, albeit perhaps too little too late. And you can see the effect this has had. Taz and Rallen, as good as both of these two have looked, these would be the two you would want in a 2-on-4. Yeah. They know it's better just to play this safe. They have such a massive lead. Even with Ago picking this round up, they're still going to be 7 rounds ahead. So they're going to hold on to these weapons, keep that breathing room that they have.
I can see them going for a double-up setup now, the CT side, actually. They have enough money, with 2 weapons saved especially as well. Let's wait and see. That would be a nice touch. Can deny some economy here. And I say 2 weapons saved, but Taz is in trouble. Rallen finds one as well, so even though Ago win this, they're still limited on economy. And what's the choice now? This could be perfect for a double orb. Potentially not everyone on the T side can get on full utility. That means they're going to be missing smokes and molotovs. Usually the tools you want to use to kind of take the orbs out of the positions. And we do see Groovy, no utility on him, full utility on the rest. And double orb setup indeed on the CT side. Get everything I wish for, Harry. It's like it's my birthday.
Well, tell you what, they've been gifted a man advantage, but Rallen was very, very quick to trade that back, find an equalizer, and now Furlan being tagged out of 2 HP. That's going to start to become a real issue here. Manice locked in this standoff. With Sparrow going to go ahead and concede. Backs away for now. This aggression still from Rallen. He's not letting up. He's just going to be holding over here towards B. And this alone is such an issue for Ago. They don't actually know that he's this far up still. They're waiting to see if he continues on his journey. And the problem with having him there is it's freed up 3 players to sit on this A bomb side. Not only that, he can just duck down straight away through Pop Dog. So he's going to be very, very quick on the rotation if Ago continue to commit to this A play. It looks to be the case. They're going to go pushing in. Rallen. Shot there with the AWP the first time around. Going to be given another crack at it, but there you go, slowly but surely closing in. Here's Taz. And this man's name has been synonymous with picking up kills. There's going to be his second, and Furlan, 2 HP at a dream to try and keep Ago in this. It's not going to happen. And that's Kinguin closing this series out very, very quickly in a dominant 2-0 fashion. 16-4 on Dust 2, and now they wipe the floor with Ago on their map pick as well. That's going to be them claiming their spot in the grand finals later on today. A shot of redemption, as you say, after the kind of run that they've had recently.
Kinguin on their way back. Taz definitely looking perfect so far throughout this tournament. And yeah, looking nice. They got all their jerseys back, all the gear is back. Everything is back to its normal place, and Kinguin, they are going to be the winners of this one, 2-0.
Yeah, everything's back in its normal place, including Taz being the man in the limelight, the man at the front of that stage hyping you up.
Yeah.
I'm excited, to see this final now just because Kinguin are there. We get to see him, back on the stage. It's going to be Taz and his ragtag bunch of Water brothers up there with him, the Tasmanian Devil. But yeah, we're going to have to throw this one back over to the analyst desk where they can hopefully break down this belter of a match.
Thank you for throwing that, Harry. You don't have to throw it. You're just right there. Guys, quite frankly, a really good showing here from the side of Kinguin. In fact, maybe even a landslide if you look at it.
That was pretty one-sided. I mean, quick 2-0, not even very close on either map.
No, I mean, on Dust 2, 11 rounds on the CT side from Kinguin. Out of the 20 rounds played in that game, Kinguin got the opening kill in 18 of those rounds. Also, throughout the entire series, they got a 3-0 start and at least a 3-0 start in every single half. So Dust 2 was basically just a wash. Like, Manice was all over the place with the AWP, finding opening picks whenever he wanted to. Rallen and Miles were playing well with the rifles. Always good on retakes as well. Taz was big in a couple of these retakes on each side when they needed to. So just, again, a brilliant team effort. And then when you flip over to Train, they were up 5-1, and I actually got a little bit worried because Manice blew like a really easy one-on-one clutch, and it actually caused AGO to run it back to 7-5 in their favor. But then Kinguin just kept their composure, won 10 rounds in a row to get them at point, and then from that point forward, they just easily closed out the game. So hats off to Taz. Did brilliant that series.
Yeah, pretty sure the numbers are going to speak for themselves here. 39 and 21 KD for Taz, 92 ADR.
Rallen also the very good performance, 97 ADR. I was going to also bring up the Minis 1v1. That was very unfortunate. I was watching it. I saw him veering towards Z from the radar.
Yeah.
The POE was in tow. I was like, oh, he's going to go in, or it's a free round. And he's like, oh, no. He's like, oh, well, he's going to kill it.
It was an easy
No.
kill.
No.
I think I had no idea where he was. Yeah,
no,
so
that was.
luckily they kept their composure.
By the way, Tao plays on 69 rest. You can tell from that. 'Cause he turned around as soon as you can see like the side of him from next to the bomb train.
One other quick point. We talked about how Mazzino actually had a tough time yesterday, even though he's usually one of their most consistent players next to Manise. It's good to see him back in this form because that's good news for this team going into the finals.
Well, one guy going to the finals, and I'm sure he's more than ecstatic, would be Taz, Mr. Victor. Congratulations, we get to talk to you again.
Thank you, Sana. Happy to see you again, man. You're looking sharp as always.
Yeah, I saved this shirt just for the last day because I don't really have any other shirts. Either way, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Right.
Dust, what questions do you have for the man?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you dominated Dust too, so I don't want to spend too much time there. But what I did want to talk about was you guys were up 5-1. Manise lost that 1v1 clutch, and then AGR ran it back to 7-5. How are you guys able to get your composure back to, just basically win the game from that point forward?
I mean, it happens. I heard what you said about him not watching it, but I actually called it. I saw the guy behind 6, and I told him that he's behind 6. So we knew he will move towards the spot where Manise was aiming. So it was very unfortunate, but this happens. I mean, I think that the whole situation with luggage and stuff like that, we got it. It made us a lot stronger mentally. So this kind of situation tilted only me, not the rest of the guys.
Yeah, you're a little luckier with the luggage than this guy over here. He's still relying on the hotel gift shop to get by for.
Stana, if you need, I have a T-shirt. I wore it only 2 days. It's white T-shirt, really
Nice.
fast.
It smells just like you. I've seen you shirtless in the LAN lobby of ESEA, so I suppose it's not much different than that.
We can always cuddle, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
You had really good starts to all the halves. I mean, it really seemed like, say, for the little part in train where, AGO started coming back, that you were fairly dominant. Were you expecting it to be that one-sided? You would have thought that, like a domestic matchup maybe could have gotten a little closer.
When I made this team, I hoped that it will look like this, But it's only one game. It's only one best of 3, right? They beat us 2 times, we beat them 1 time. Today is our good form, and I'm just happy that we were able to get this first win against AGO, and hopefully we will get mentally stronger in future. You were also mentioning Mousinho, right?
Right.
Yesterday and the day before you didn't really see him playing. I told you guys, they were playing with different stuff, different mice, different mousepad every day. So today he got his luggage, he got his mice, he got everything he needs, and you can see how they shine.
So one last question I have for you is this. You're either going to be going up against Ints or Imperial in the finals. First and foremost, where do you see that one landing?
It's hard to say. I mean, I'm cheering for Imperial because they borrowed us stuff yesterday, and I'm very grateful, so I wish they will win. But skill-wise, I don't know. Esperanto and the guy Nuki, they are crazy aimers, so it will be a really exciting game for you guys. And I don't care who we play.
There we go. That's the Taz I know and love. Thank you very much, Taz. We'll be catching up with you towards the finals, I'm sure of it. You can't just take my taglines, man. Jesus.
They're all gone. You're gonna have to come up with some new material for the next game. How does that make you feel?
It's not bad. It could be a lot worse. Yeah, I'd feel a lot worse if I
But
didn't
you scored a
have
new
the,
T-shirt.
Yeah, I could.
But
But
the essence of Taz as well attached to it.
I would feel a lot worse if I didn't have the Strafe Esports app on my phone. That's right. Head over there, grab it, so you can keep along with all of the action going on here in, I think, every tournament across the entire planet. Tommy, did you get the app like I asked you to?
I did. I finally did. And you know what? It is faster than loading websites on your phone.
It's got a point. Let's go ahead and go to a break because our next game is also a crucial one. Our second semifinal is upon us. It's going to be Ints versus Imperial, and only time will tell if it's easy for Ints still. With that said, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.